Good evening, everyone. My name is David Freese. I'm the mayor of Tonganoxie. Calling to order this October 6th, 2025 meeting of the Tonganoxie City Council. Ms. Huntington, would you call the roll, please?
Yes, Mayor. Mr. Partridge?
Here.
Ms. McCutcheon?
Here.
Ms. Stevens?
Here.
Mr. Donnelly's absent, and Mr. Dale?
Here.
Would you join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moving on to the approval of minutes, we have two sets of minutes from the regular meeting and then from the special meeting on September 18th, 2025. Did anybody have any questions or comments about the minutes? And if there are none, I'd accept a motion.
I'll motion to approve.
Thank you, Ms. McCutcheon. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Partridge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries for both. That fits the requirements, doesn't it, Ms. Kerstelich? Okay.
It does.
Consent agenda is item 3, where we normally review the bill payments for the previous period. Does anyone have any comments about the bill payments? And if not, I would accept a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Dale. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Nothing's listed under old business. We'll move forward to new business. Item A, discussion on the water tower treatment plant project. Mr. Brajkovic.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. So this item is something that's been on the city's CMIP, Capital Maintenance Improvement Plan, for quite some time. This is a project that would double our daily capacity at the wastewater treatment plant. We had recently, going back to at least July of 2022, we had made an application and received confirmation from KDHE, or the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, their revolving loan fund, that we had our request for a $5 million loan for phase 1 of that 2-phase project had been accepted, and that we could move forward. And so there was a extended period of time of design and review, and I guess I probably should have started with introductions. Nathaniel Monaco's here with BG. BG Consulting are the city's on-call engineers. Nathaniel's been the design engineer, and I can ask him to come to the podium. He'll probably have some comments. And then Mr. Heskett, our Public Works Director as well, is here this evening. So fast forward to today, actually go back to last Friday. We had a bid opening for this project. We did receive 3 bids from large firms in the metropolitan area, in the region, that do this type of work. And we were the low bid was just shy of $1.35 million over our previous loan amount. So that wasn't great news. However, we do have a path forward, because under the KDHE SRF program, they do allow you to go back once you go out for bids for this type of situation, if the bids come in high, and ask for an amendment. It just so happens that if your amendment request is under $1.5 million, you can still take advantage of that interest rate that you might have had previously. So for us, their current interest rate is 3.1%, which isn't bad, but our locked-in rate was 2.48%. So what staff is asking for you to consider tonight is, and there's a lot of detail in the agenda packet, all the bids, the bid tabulations, all that stuff. But what we're asking is, and we've made the bidders aware that we need to go back and get a little bit more funding in place. So we would like your direction to be, have staff submit a letter to KDHE, which is what they've requested, asking for an amendment. And staff's recommendation is to amend it for the additional amount that we need, which is approximately $1.35 million. And if we can do that, KDHE is indicating that it's a 30-day turnaround on that. The bids we received are good for 60 days. So our hope is that everybody stays on top of their game and then we get these back. Why a lot of the initial review took a longer time is because in addition to the loan documents needing to be reviewed and reviewed by legal on both sides and agreed to, KDHE engineers were also needing to review our design plans to ensure that we were in compliance with what their standards were. And so as we were growing and adding large customers and adding new residential users, that's why that kind of took some additional time. So I know I said a lot. So to go back to what staff is asking for tonight is for you to provide direction to city staff to submit this letter asking KDHE for an amendment for that additional amount on the loan. I'd be happy to answer any other questions as well as Mr. Monaco.
I think the path forward is pretty clear, but Daniel, did you have anything to add?
I would concur with what George has stated. Primarily, what we're looking at is the base bid component. It's important to note that that amount of money is also requesting for an alternate bid component that is in pretty dire straits as far as the clarifier mechanism being repainted, and that was really noted recently when the clarifiers were brought down. So I would highly recommend that that is one thing that we would include, and to my understanding, or what I had seen, that is included in that request. I think one of the other things that we'll want to do through this process is stay in constant contact with KDHE to make sure if there is some type of delay on their end through this amendment process, that we would concurrently provide that information to the bidder. I will tell you, I had a short discussion with what we deem the lowest responsible bidder this morning. They understand, they've gone through this process before, they're willing to work with the city on this consideration. So that would be our recommendation, is we're not awarding this evening. We don't have the ability to do that, but with that understanding, that would be who we'd be working with in the near future, hopefully.
All right, thank you. Mr. Heskett, did you have anything to add? Okay.
Mayor, if I could, I would like to confirm what Mr. Monaco, his first point of ensuring that the bid alternate for coding the clarifiers, that is included in the additional amount that we drafted in the letter that's in the packet tonight to KDHE.
Okay. Council, do you have any questions or discussion?
It sounds pretty clear that if we can extend the initial low interest rate to fund this very important project at the interest rate of 2.48%, and it is very advantageous, even though the costs are higher, but most costs are higher, that what we need to extend is within the capacity to do so with this award. So I think that we should definitely move forward and ask staff to move forward with working with KDHE to extend by the 1.3 million so we can get this project moving forward. It's taken quite a long time.
Any further comments, council?
What was the problem with the EOPC bid? Our reason for preferring, is that a bid?
That's my bid.
That's-
That was my
Yeah.
estimate.
Your estimate, okay. that's what I
Engineer's
wanted.
opinion, probable cost.
And then the
yes.
only other thing is, with my understanding is that amount won't cover the coatings. What the,
There are two alternates, they're both coatings. We're
Oh,
only
okay.
looking at number 15, the, 100,000, 90.
The existing clarifiers, not the new ones. Yeah.
if we decided we wanted to do option 16, surely we could finance that another way if we wanted to, right?
Yes. So we do have cash fund balance, but we did not want to extend ourselves for that additional 1.3 million from those. Just for full disclosure, Dan Porter and I did have a discussion with the city's financial advisor just to look at other options. If we could issue temp notes, would that give us a little more flexibility? Temp notes from just a timing perspective are going to be a minimum of 3 to 4 months to get everything put in place. And just to look at today's interest rates on that, they're hovering between 4 and 5%, so double the rate we already have.
That was gonna be my only other question is remind me of what the repayment schedule is for the loan from,
The SRF, it's a 20-year term.
okay.
at
Is it
two-
equal year principal payments or is it lump sum at the end?
No, it's 2 times a year, biannual.
Okay,
Yeah, and it's kind of a drawdown too, because, right, Daniel, I mean, there's a pool of funds available, we pull them out, so we're only paying what we've used down.
okay.
It's a construction loan, if
Yeah.
nothing else, like building a home. You will initiate any interest charges only start when you first take the money out. So no funds or no interest has been recurring since your approval of the fund in June, I believe.
And
Okay.
so one more point of clarification, Mayor, sorry. So in the past, what had happened was once we got the approval or notification award letter from KDHE, that's enough to satisfy our legal requirements to reengage, award the contract, issue a notice to proceed. We don't have to wait until we have that final loan agreement executed. And so hopefully that, again, will all happen within that 60-day timeframe. If not, like Mr. Monaco mentioned, there's been some discussion with the bidders, and they're aware, and if they needed to extend their bids by 30 or days or whatnot, that they're willing to do that. So, all right, no more clarifications.
All right.
Yep, hopefully everybody can wrap it up, understanding the,
We have consensus to move forward?
yes.
I see nods. Okay, we're good. Mr. Brockovich, move forward.
So much.
Okay, thank you, Daniel, appreciate you. And Mr. Heskett. Item B, consider authorization of acceptance of the grant award of the fiscal year FY 2024 Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program. Mr. Brockovich.
Yes, thanks, Mayor. I'm going to just do a brief introduction. I'm going to ask Chief Zimmelman to come up. This is kind of it's a big deal. It'll be a major component to the city's fall newsletter that's hopefully coming out soon. The fire department did a fantastic job and in pursuing grants like they always do. This is for some significant equipment, air packs or the scuba type breathing apparatus. For whatever reason, prior administrations that predate both myself and Chief's employment with the city decided to equip the city of Tonganoxie with slightly different equipment than what the rest of the county was using. And so we had always anticipated this was going to likely be a major purchase that would have to be debt financed. Fire had gone after grants a couple of times, and kudos to the police department as well. I'm sure that'll be part of Chief's comments, but they had a credit with some grant writers at Lexipol that they were willing to let the fire department use, and so we did that to get a successful grant award. And with that, Chief, hopefully I didn't take too many of the details, but why don't you maybe go through some more specifics with the council?
I was gonna go with any questions.
Yeah.
No, as George said, this is through Scott Air Pack. These are the packs that everybody in the county uses. This way, when we run mutual aid calls or they come into our city, we have the availability to uniformly use each other's equipment. This was something we were gonna have to look at sooner than later. Our packs are on 9 years. They have a 10-year. I don't know that they truly have a 10-year, but that's what they recommend, and that's the standard to which it's been set forth. This grant's for almost $194,000. These packs are over $200,000. So this is a huge, huge deal for us. Again, I would like to thank Chief Lawson. They did have some credit that we were able to use up with Lexipol, and I would be remiss not to thank Alexis McNeil. She helped me do a lot of the research in all this to get all the information to Lexipol. But yeah, this is a big deal for us, and I think this is just one more grant that we've trying to save us money because we know we ultimately have a Quint coming up that we're going to have to purchase. So, do you have any questions of this?
Council, do you have any questions for Chief?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, getting a grant for over $200,000 of equipment
Yeah, we're sitting at
is
almost,
huge, isn't it, Sean? right?
I think we're sitting at almost $260,000 this year,
Yeah,
And just
total
grant-
this
grant
year,
funds,
yeah,
yeah.
260, yeah.
so.
This one in and of itself is quite impressive.
Let's see if we can get
Fantastic
the
work.
radios.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
All right, thank you.
It looks like we have two motions for this, or we don't need to go through item C, or do we?
Actually, you do. So item B is accepting the grant, and then item C is making a budget adjustment because this could actually hit 2025 as a purchase, and so we would need to have that budget authority available should that happen.
All right, does anyone care to make the first motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the acceptance of the grant award in the fiscal year 2024 Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program.
Thank you, Mr. Dale. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item C, would anyone care to make a motion for that?
I will make a motion to approve the 2025 budget amendments to the Fire Equipment Fund as presented and direct city staff to complete necessary steps to file and record the budget amendment.
Thank you, Ms. McCutcheon. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Dale. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to city manager agenda, Mr. Brockovich.
Thanks, Mayor. The first item is the September financial report. We typically do that at the second meeting of the month, but the report was done. Mr. Porter had completed that. Really, the only thing of note here, we're still tracking well. We 3/4 of the way through the fiscal year. The one thing to note is on sales tax, and Dan and I talked about this a little bit earlier. Since our tenure here, we've never seen the state do this. Sometimes they're just delayed in giving us, because sales tax is sales tax and compensating use, and sometimes it's just been delayed by a day or two. And so instead of by the last day of the month, they're doing the remittance a day or two into the next month. But for some unknown reason, there's been no communication from the state why they did this. They kind of bifurcated that and gave us our compensating use tax before the end of September and then sent the sales tax on October 1st. So when you look at this monthly reporting cycle, it looks like we're short on sales tax. We're not. It just came a day late. Everything else seems to be tracking. Our budget initiative tracker at the end, I think if you look at that, you'll see we've checked every box and completed all of the projects that we laid out at the beginning of the year, or as we developed the budget, the prior year. But I'd be happy to answer any other questions you might have about that.
Any questions?
I just want, I know we pick on the library a lot, but can we have them reimburse us a little quicker so we don't carry a negative fund balance? It just bothers me. To have negative fund balances bothers me. Sorry. That's it.
Yes. Duly noted, and staff has also had that thought.
All right, thank you. Planning Commission vacancy.
Yes, this week, last week, we had the October Planning Commission meeting. Brianna Irvin, who had been appointed,
Thank you, Thaniel.
indicated that she's in grad school and had switched jobs, that she's no longer able to fulfill that role. And so that is a city resident. And so we're notifying you, and as long as the city council gives us the nod, where we'd like to begin recruiting for a replacement there.
Okay. If anyone has anybody in mind, let us know. Items 7 through 10, does anyone have anything to add tonight? If not, I would take a motion.
I'd like to make a motion that the Chiefs win and we adjourn.
Second.
So we got a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, everybody.